welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th, the game again, except today we will be talking specifically about Jason Voorhees. Before we get into Jason Voorhees, I will give you a little bit of an overview of the game. If you happen to miss my previous video, which I'll give you a card there at the top, so you can click on that and watch that if you enjoyed this video. But today this video is specifically dedicated to Jason Voorhees and the skins that they will be using, which is basically the costumes that he will be wearing. They already have a couple of them picked out, which we will go over. But before we get into all of that and the Jason Voorhees in this video, let me go ahead and give you a little game overview in case you did miss my first video. So here you go. Alright guys, for the Friday the 13th overview, here you go. If you didn't catch my first video, here you go. What is Friday the 13th, the game? Friday the 13th, the game is one of the most highly anticipated horror titles of all time. You will finally be able to take on the role as Jason Voorhees and Camp Crystal Lake counselors. This is the game you've been waiting for, the chance to kill or be killed on Friday the 13th. And just to note, all this information I took directly from the website F13game.com. Go check it out if you would like more information. So here we go. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Gameplay. Friday the 13th, the game is a third-person horror survival game where players take on the role of teen counselor, or for the first time ever, like I said, Jason Voorhees. You and 6 other unlucky souls will do everything possible to escape and survive while the most well-known killer in the world tracks you down and brutally slaughters you. Play as Jason Voorhees. For the first time ever, you will have the opportunity to play as Jason Voorhees, the most famous killer in horror. Stalk your prey and ambush them whenever you see fit. Friday the 13th, the game will include a variety of kills, new and familiar. You'll even get to unlock various Jason incarnations from the movies, as well as 2 entirely new designs never before seen. How will you survive? The entire focus of Friday the 13th, the game, is multiplayer. Survival is entirely up to you, as either stealthily hide from Jason or work together as a team to escape. Think you can take Jason on? You and the other counselors will have that chance as well. Be warned though, nothing is ever certain and no one is ever safe. Camp Crystal Lake in all its glory. Mirroring Camp Crystal Lake from the Friday the 13th series, players will try to survive in a campground setting complete with lake cabins and crazed killer who won't stop until you die a gruesome death. And for the final thing, be kind, rewind. Every aspect of Friday the 13th, the game, is drawn straight from movies you know and love. We've carefully crafted this world to remind you of everything you remember about the Friday the 13th, right down to the visual fidelity of the 80s. This is exactly how you remember it. So there you guys go. Alright guys, there's the game overview. Now I want to get into Jason Voorhees with you. Let's take a trip back to the magical 1980s where horror movies, where killing teenagers were the absolute must. That was the thing. That's what everybody wanted to see. That's still what I want to see in 2016. So, of course, with this F13 game coming out, we get to play as Jason Voorhees, and now the section dedicated specifically to Jason Voorhees. All right, first of all, they've already chose 3 Jasons to be in the game. So, Jason Part 2, the first time we actually see Jason Voorhees, where he just has a bag over his head. They hadn't brought the hockey mask to Jason Voorhees yet, because the original Friday the 13th, of course, his mother was the killer. Then the first time we see Jason is Jason Part 2, and he's just sort of got like a bag over his head, which is still extremely creepy. And then Jason Part 3, the official first time we ever see the hockey mask, Jason wearing the hockey mask. And then Jason Part 7 is another one that's already included in the game. Now, they've just started voting. It goes till March 11th. If you want to vote for 3 new characters in the game, or 3 new versions of Jason from the movies in the game, go to vote.f13game.com. You can go there, you can vote, and let me go ahead and read off your voting options here. Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. Friday the 13th, Part 5, a new beginning. Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. That's the one I personally voted for. Really clean looking Jason in that one. I don't know, there's something about it. I just really like that Jason. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. Jason X, and Jason X, the Uber Jason from Jason X, which I feel like that one's going to be in there for the most superpowered serial killer we've ever had. Why not have a even more superpowered version of him in the game? So I would imagine that Uber Jason is probably going to pop up with, 2 of these other ones. So if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to go vote for the game, or for the new Jason in the game, go to vote.f13game.com. If you want to check out even more of the game, go to f13game.com. I'm really excited about it. I just can't wait for this game to come out. Just the premise is, it's sort of been done before, but not exactly in the 80s horror genre, which is why I'm really excited. I want this. I love 80s horror slasher movies, and then, even though it's still 2016 now, I wish they still made the 80s horror slasher movies where they kill teenagers. you know, just all the time nowadays like they used to. You know, it used to be a mainstream thing where almost every horror movie was, all right, the kids are going out to camp, we're going to pick them off one by one with some overpowered serial killer. I mean, I don't really know what other type of premise you need for an awesome horror movie with, you know, horrible acting and some good laughs and some even greater kills. So I'm really excited for Friday the 13th, the game to come out. I cannot wait for this game. I can't explain to you all the people that are working on it, all the people from previous Friday the 13th movies actually working on it. They have Kane Hodder doing the motion animation for Jason. So these things are going to be brutal. He's probably breaking stuff left and right. If you've never seen that guy, I'll include a picture here in the video for you. He is just huge. So it's you know, they got the official license for the game. Everything's on the up and up. They're raising all the money that they're trying to make this game great. So I'm really excited, guys. So Friday the 13th game. Remember, if you want to check it out, go to f13game.com. And if I was you, I'd go ahead and go vote. It's vote.f13game.com. Thank you, guys, and you have a great rest of the day.